Hey everybody, Vince Ferrara here in the post-orange and white scrimmage wrap-up on the field with Sam Foreman. I'm Vince Ferrara. Man, what a beautiful day, first weather-wise. The first thing out of Josh Heupel's mouth was how nice the weather was. That was awesome for the fans. And how about the fans? Over 58,000 here, sixth largest in UT spring game history. So those things were huge positives. And then we saw a lot of mixed bag on the field, right? It's offense versus defense. I'm not even going to bother with the score because who cares? It doesn't matter. Both players on both sides were playing for both the orange and the white. But we saw touchdown reception from Caleb Webb, sophomore receiver, going to be needed. There was 4 guys that were out. Josh Heupel said 3 of the 4 could have played here today, and none of those injuries to the wide receivers are long-term. And there was 25, 30-ish guys that were held out. So we didn't get to see everybody that I know a lot of people were excited about, but Webb was one of those guys that had a short touchdown pass from Joe Milton. And then Cam Seldon offensively had a 24-yard touchdown run. He had 44 yards rushing, 43 yards rushing, and 43 yards receiving. He looked good. Look, those running back opportunities were plentiful, especially for Seldon and Bishop. Bishop had over 80 yards. He had 88 yards rushing today, too, so he looked really good. I think it's a positive with the starting running backs in Jabari Small and Jalen Wright being out. Dylan Sampson was limited today also, but he's a guy that Josh Heupel was really complimenting. Josh Heupel also complimenting Nico Iamaleava and Joe Milton, how they played not only today, but throughout spring practice, and had a lot of praise for all 3 of those running backs I just mentioned also. But look, I thought Nico was 6 of 12 on the day, 8 of 16 on the day, 112 yards passing. He had a beautiful throw on a scramble down the sideline, hitting freshman tight end Ethan Davis. Davis was banged up later in the scrimmage after making 2 really nice catches. Josh Heupel said that is not related to the injury that kept him out his final years, senior year in high school. So hopefully that is not long-term, because Davis, as Josh Heupel said, he's been doing that in spring practice all the way along, and really complimenting how special some of those instincts in the pocket for Nico Iamaleava is, and then also being able to square up and throw on the run. We saw that. Thought Joe Milton played well. He was 9 of 13, 79 yards, didn't force the issue on a lot of things, and both of those guys were available, along with Cam Seldon, Elijah Herring in the postgame, and Wesley Walker also. Herring said that Elijah Simmons takes up 2 gaps on the defense, which made everyone crack up in the postgame. And then he said he's been wreaking havoc on the offensive line all spring practice to this point. So huge compliments from him. And then I thought overall, a couple of guys defensively, Arian Carter flashed, especially early. Joshua Josephs, James Pierce. Those guys didn't have high sack totals or tackle totals, but those guys were a presence in the backfield early. Still want to see a lot more from the pass rush, to be honest with you, than TBD in terms of the pass coverage. A lot of guys out on both sides of the ball, but still, I think an excellent day for Tennessee here today at Neyland Stadium in the orange and white game, attended by over 58,000. Tons of coverage. We'll have all the interviews for you, 991thesportsanimal.com, and then on all of our socials. Give us a follow at SportsAnimal991. That's Instagram, that's Facebook, and that is Twitter. And then we will have a ton of the audio and reaction, my breakdown, my thoughts from the orange and white game, starting on Sports Talk Monday morning at 6 a.m. John Wilkerson and I will break it all down for you, and then every show on the Sports Animal all day long on Monday, and every day up until we get to fall practice, we'll be breaking it down. So that'll do it from Neyland Stadium. I'm Vince Ferrara. Check us out at 99.1 The Sports Animal at 99.1 The Sports Animal. See ya.